Why? Why isn't boiling, steaming, scalding descriptions for nice things? Why isn't 210 degrees the temperature of pleasantness? I'm not sure, but we're going to have to abandon this for now. I do have some ideas, but I want to work on some other things. So, here's a tip for you. This game has unstated time limits, and one of them is right here, algae. 36 tons is still quite a bit, but if this runs out and you haven't found another way to produce oxygen, well, you're going to be in trouble. Coal is another one. If we don't have another way to generate electricity and we run out of coal, that's going to become a problem. So what I want to do in this episode is, I'm running out of polluted water, so what we're going to do is I want to expand into these slime areas and just start storing the slime. And I want to disinfect the slime, so I think what we're going to do is start collecting chlorine. So let's get things unpaused. Where are my servants at? Yes, they're building this system here, which we were going to use to fill up the this thing over here. I'm gonna add an Atmos sensor to each of these, and add an automation wire. Are we out of... I said add an automation wire. Thank you. And this is gonna, in a sense, allow me to just activate this, turn this on and off whenever I feel like it, because I could basically... What the automation system is gonna do is tell this thing to either turn on or turn off based on the atmospheric pressure, and I can just make it too high or too low, and that'll just allow me to turn it on and off. So right now, I'm gonna set it to activate when above 0 grams of atmospheric pressure, so obviously that's on. Looks like we also need electricity. Oh yeah, we don't have electricity. Plug these in. And this should be set to... probably oxygen or polluted oxygen. I'm gonna go with oxygen. Oxygen, right here. This is the filter. The way it works is... we pump the gas goes into the filter, and the filter specifically pulls any oxygen out, and it's going to output it over here. We're collecting it over here. We're going to do the same thing, probably to this area here. Let me go ahead and set the build. We're going to need to create like a vacuum area. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need these, and then I'm going to need them to dig this out. Let's see if they finished it over here. Let's also set this to when above 0. Okay, so they got one of them. What's stopping them? Is there an electrical oh, there's an electrical problem. Let's make this a high priority. I want them to finish this. What? It's done? What is... pipes are blocked? How are the pipes blocked? Hold on a second, let me pause. I may have done this wrong. Okay, okay, I see. I got this in reverse. So let's do a deconstruct at a priority 9. Okay, I need to flip this around. Also, I need to enable this to priority 8. And I want them to put regular water here. Copy settings. Just like that. Very good. Come on. Deconstruct. Deconstruct it! There we go. Okay, let's... I don't need to pause. I can just... So this needs to be... Okay, it's going stupid on me. It needs to go like this. And I want that to be... Okay, good. Priority 9. So, this is accidentally sending it to there. That's not what we want. This is a lot of carbon, though. Okay, now I can set it to oxygen. Where's oxygen at? There. Okay, now it's working. So now it's pumping all of this out into here. That's a lot of carbon, too. 1,000 grams? Like, one tile is basically... One decently pressurized tile, naturally pressurized, is about 1,000 grams, so that's a lot of carbon. We're also getting some polluted oxygen in there. That's not a big deal, though. We're just trying to... I'm looking for these boxes to get smaller. These are going to fill up really fast. I mean, this is a ton of carbon we're pumping in there. You can see the color is getting thinner because the density of the carbon is decreasing. Still getting a lot, though. Going into the final one. I like watching it. I like watching it just kind of travel along. Man, look how much carbon they're still getting, these giant big blocks. Atmosphere levels are dropping immensely. So what we need now is, I need something to pressurize the area a bit more. So let's go ahead and add one of these. And now what I'm going to do is just set these to the max, and that's going to shut them off. The reason they shut off is because I set it to turn on when atmosphere is above 20,000 grams, which is... That's a lot of pressure. Way more pressure than this area would ever have, unless I went out of my way to create a high-pressure, vacuum-type room. Now, what this is going to do... Make this a priority 6. So what this is going to do is add pressure, and it's going to squish the carbon dioxide downwards. Let's see if we can see it. It's going to push the carbon dioxide and it's going to compress it, basically, and make it easier to vacuum up. Over here, where is it? Here it is. So what this is going to do is, once this water fills up, we're going to be able to enter into here without worrying the chlorine getting into our base. And I need to suck this chlorine up because I do have a use for it. We're going to use the chlorine to start disinfecting germs. Because basically, what we need to do is we need to start getting into these areas here, and we need to collect all the slime and that kind of garbage, and we need a way to basically purge the germs out of it. So how much water we need? We need a full tile on the bottom. That's 1,000. It's basically like, yeah, 1,000 kilograms. And then we need like 400-ish. I mean, you can fully fill them up, but that's you don't need to go that far. Oh, we got something. Let's see. Oh, I kind of want an oxyfern. Flatulent, no. Yeah, these guys stink. I'll take the oxyfern. The reason I want that one is simply because it's not something that's normally available on ours. So this guy is... You can see there's some of his poop. It's the phosphorite, 10 kilograms of phosphorite, which is good because the wheezeworts need phosphorite in order to function. Like, they have to be fertilized with it. Let's go ahead and start planting our wheezeworts. Let's put one over here. Let's put one over here. Where else are we seeing a lot of heat? Let's put one next to the incubator, because the incubator does get cold. And I think we're going to put one here. And we're just going to remove that. Because there's plenty of seats anyways. That's why we want these guys up here anyways. That's part of the reason. These guys are really valuable, but they're kind of hard to ranch correctly. Don't know if I trust it without a little bit of water in that part. So let's let them keep filling it up. This area here, we can turn this off. So another problem with this Thermo Aqua tuner, let me go find it in utilities. This thing needs 1.2 kilowatts, which is crazy. That's a humongous amount of power. That's basically the power of both of these. This is outputting a 600 watts, 600 watts. That's basically the power of 2 of these, which is nuts. Okay, let's see how this is going. So as you can see, it's squishing the carbon dioxide to the bottom, which means we can turn this back on simply by clicking this and going down. And once again, we're getting the big blocks. Now, what you're going to see here is that the fresh oxygen is going to get pumped out. It's actually exiting right out of here, because that's what the filter does. I could have added a second filter to also prevent this from pumping out the polluted oxygen, but that's not too big of a deal. We can just turn these off again. This is really handy because it lets me do it rather than force the duplicants to do it. This is going to fill up. And since it fills up, that means the pipe might get blocked. Okay, so just at the very end, the pipe got blocked. So we'll need to... it's not too big of a deal. We can basically create a system that will filter out the polluted oxygen and put the polluted oxygen back in here. Let's see. Let's create one of these. Flip it around. And first off, let's identify. This one is carbon only. This one is carbon and polluted oxygen. This one's carbon and polluted oxygen. So let me go ahead and... we'll make one of these. Connect them here. Create a gas bridge to hop over that. This one goes... okay. Okay, they already built it. But that's fine. We can just make it snake in a different direction. Over here. So the output is going to go... oh no! No! What is this? Okay. Okay, so the output is going to be polluted oxygen. So let's get another bridge. Right here. The vent will end there. And another bridge. Fortunately, this isn't on, so it's already wanting to come out. Fortunately, exiting doesn't require any electricity because of the gas is so highly pressurized already. Yeah, and then let's just cut it right there. We'll set this to polluted oxygen. And then we'll connect it up to the electrical system. Okay, to explain it a second time, because there's a lot of pipes around here. So we piped a combination of carbon dioxide and polluted oxygen in here. I don't want polluted oxygen in here, I want it back in here. So what we're going to do is release all of the contents we can't pick. It's going to pump all of it out of here. No electricity, just because it's high pressure. And we're going to put it into here. This is going to siphon out the polluted oxygen, which is then going to go over here. Let's go... I don't think they can reach it, so let's... right? So it's already doing it. Okay. And that's the other part. So the polluted oxygen is going to go there, and the carbon dioxide is going to go back into the tank. So basically, we're just rerouting it all and sending it all back into the tank. That's the plan, at least. Let's see how we're looking over here. Oh, God, overflow, overflow, overflow. That's what I get for... okay, we need to clean that up. That's what I get for not, Let's open this up. That'll let the water spill out in here. And it should be thin enough to be mopped. No germs, correct? Yeah, no germs. So now this can be mopped. Okay, no gas output because these haven't been connected. Okay, I was worried those were unreachable builds, but they're not. Oh my gosh! Build my contraption before I get pissed! I'm gonna raise the priority to a 6. Oh, it's glitched. It didn't actually count it. That's what it was. Okay. That was the problem. Oh wait, I don't want them to be... Well, it's okay that they're 9s, because they'll build it really quick. That also means I'm stuck on build priority 9, so let's get back to that. Okay, now we can watch it. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna let this continue flowing until I see nothing but carbon. Once we stop seeing polluted oxygen coming out, that means we have completely filtered it out. But it's looking pretty pure right now. Let's see. Oh, we gotta pause. So, 150 kilograms of... basically, there's no polluted oxygen. Okay, 0 polluted oxygen. Shut this thing off. And that's how you can separate gases from one another. Which is nice because gases, they can get a bit messy. Food. Looks like our food is overflowing. How are we doing on the water? They're still mopping it up, that's fine. Okay, there's still gas in the pipes. So let me cut these off. Sometimes the game gets confused on which way the gas is supposed to go. There we go. And I need to reactivate this again. Because when it's shut off, it's blocking the air. Oh, and I need to shut these off. Disable, disable. Okay, once I disable these buildings, they will stop, they will allow, once disabled, they will allow gas to enter but not exit. Okay, we are done. We have now... This is all stuff that... I don't know if I want to completely remove it, but it's very confusing looking, so I might remove a lot of it. If you make it more organized, you can wind up leaving it there and not have to redo it, but... Okay, so now, there you go. So, now, if we look at these, pure carbon, 0 polluted oxygen, pure carbon, 0 polluted oxygen. This area has been pumped free of carbon. This area is pretty free of carbon. It's okay for carbon to be there. And this area here is also okay since we're using the carbon to sterilize, to keep our food sterile. Add food settings. Okay, so another thing I want to check is... Okay, I want to make sure that we have all of these on harvest, because this is, you get a ton of food from doing this. I want all of these harvested, and I want to make sure that my duplicants can get to all of these all the time. Okay, they can make it to those. Let's turn this back on so we can look. I want to make sure they have no trouble. They need to harvest these every single time, because this is really good quality food. Okay, over here... And you want to do this for every one of them, and don't uproot them, just let them grow organically. And, like, they're gonna supply you with a decent quantity of food. I want to continue storing ice as well, so let me add some of these here. This is ice, right? Yes, ice. Eventually this ice will melt, but, not for a little while. That ice is pretty cold. Minus 21 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, here we go again. Arbor acorn. Taking it because we don't have those on this tile set. They don't grow organically. Okay, so let's go back to what we're doing over here. Okay, so now the gas cannot get through this wall of water, basically. So what we're gonna do is start cutting away into here. We're gonna harvest some of this stuff. We're gonna capture this guy. And what we're gonna do is vacuum these rooms out. We also have this. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with all this, but I do want this hydrogen. The hydrogen's really thin. This chlorine, on the other hand, is really thick. So I do want the chlorine here, because chlorine is annoying but useful, is how I would describe it. Let's dig all this out. I want this area to be a little more square. Let's go over here and grab all this stuff. And they're okay to go in. They'll hold their breath. Like, the chlorine isn't gonna just, like, instantly kill them. Let's follow the bend. What is this? This is clay. I want them to collect all of this chlorine. This is all, let's just cut this entire area out in general, actually. Just to make it simpler on us. We'll build a few ladders to make access more efficient. And then we'll just kind of make scaffolding like this. And what we're going to do is... let's cut this away. Just so that the gas doesn't get trapped. I want all this algae. This is all really good quality algae right here. Actually, they could trap themselves. Let's be a little more careful. Try to dig responsibly. Oh! We're doing exactly what I didn't want to do. I just now caught it. Cancel all digs. Construct these on priority 9. Okay, now they can get out. And now with this kind of acting as scaffolding, they should be able to... Okay, it's all built, so they should be fine now, because they can climb out manually. We need all this, though. We need to make sure our algae numbers are going up to extend the amount of time we have before we... Oh, we also need to start putting this bleach stone away. So let's go to consumable ore and add bleach stone. So now we're going to be storing both bleach stone and slime in here. Might as well add a second one of those. Now, we're going to get a little bit of chlorine leak as they transport the bleach stone, but small quantities of chlorine aren't a big deal. It is kind of a pain to extract them. I see a Dreco egg, so let's go ahead and start putting Dreco eggs on continuous incubator. Oh, glossy Dreco. I don't know where that gloss... Ah! So, this is a creature variant, a critter variant. Ah! Ah! This is good news. Okay. So, I'm gonna make this critter eggs, stone hatches up top. Oh, we just need more of these in general. Let's build another incubator. And we'll hook it up. Incubators use up a lot of power due to... They just run for a really long time. Like, this little thing has to fill up, and that's going to take a long time to do. Also, the plastic versions of them, the glossy ones, are way cuter looking than these. These ones are kind of ugly looking. Okay. This area is now pretty clear. Oh my gosh, another steam vent. Wow. That's going to heat up a lot. It's not currently our problem, though. Let's go ahead and build a pump. Same concept. And we're going to build a gas reservoir. Here. Fine. Same thing. Probably going to need a little bit of ladders here to act as scaffolding. We're going to need to run electricity through. People are saying that, oh, it doesn't seem that bad here in Fox's prison. Yep, well, you open your mouth and now you're being sent into, like, deadly chlorine pockets. That's just how it goes. Okay, I want this to start incubating the stone hatches. Oh my gosh. The stone hatches. And there's three. So we've got the regular hatch. We just got the stone hatches. The stone hatches are going to get us the smooth hatches. And I also want to get the sage hatches, which are the green ones. Oh, well, let's also connect an Atmos sensor to it so I can turn it off whenever I need to. Once again, to allow the pressure of the area to build up. Because eventually, it's probably already happening. Like, you see how small, we're just sending these tiny packets. That's not enough. It's very energy inefficient. So we're gonna begin pressurizing the room. Let's see. Oh yeah, I need one of these. Build that here. Connect this to that. A little bit of hydrogen here. That's fine. So what this is gonna do is, so here's, gases have different weights. Hydrogen is the lightest. Oxygen and polluted oxygen are tied as the second lightest. Everything else is heavier, with carbon dioxide being the heavier. That's why over here, if we go to gases, the polluted oxygen has a tendency to rise up, and the carbon sinks to the bottom, just due to the gas is just heavier. So what we're going to do is we're going to start cranking up the... Let's make this a 6. So what we're going to do, we can watch it right here. We're going to start pumping oxygen in here. It's immediately going to rise to the top. And because oxygen doesn't weigh as much as chlorine, eventually it's going to get really dense, and it's going to start pushing the chlorine downwards. And then what I can do is I can turn this off to save electricity and just wait for the chlorine to be compressed down here. And then after that, we can actually work with this room. This room is a bit hot, but that is how this is one of the ways you can expand into these rooms. But the main thing is I need the chlorine, because we need to make a chlorine room. Which room is going to be the chlorine room, by the way? I just need to make a chlorine, even if it's a temporary room. It's probably going to be this room temporarily. So step 1, we need to make this vacuum sealed. Step 2 is to set up the water lock. Actually, this is just going to have to go. What? Well, not that one. This one's going to have to go, and that one's going to go. This one gets replaced. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to... Damn it. Give me these. We're going to temporarily... Basically, we're going to fill this up and create the lock. Then I'm going to remove these and clog those back up. This has to stay here, though. You know, the water has to be able to maintain its position. Let's see how our electrical grid... Because this is a lot of electricity. This one is connected to... Okay, the lower one. So the lower one is going to be used really aggressively due to running both of these at the same time. Both of these are 240 watts each. 240 watts is already pretty close to... Because that's, what, 480 watts? That's already pretty close to what this thing's even capable of outputting. So because of that, I think what I'm going to do is this, and I'm going to clip that off. So basically what we're going to do... Oh, I'll make sure I'm doing this correctly. Okay, we got to redo this. Let me pause, because it's going to take a moment. This is the problem with having a whole bunch of wire systems. So here's what I want to do. I want to transfer this onto this system here. And I think the best way to do that would be just to build it somewhere else. So let's just destroy that. Oh, we need to disconnect this. Okay, hold on a second. So I just reconnected the whole system back to itself. You... Okay, let me clip it here. Is that good? Okay, yeah, so that's the bottom line. The bottom line is... It's basically drawing the same amount of electricity as it's producing. That's good enough for now. Like, the electrical systems can get confusing. We probably need a third one to further divide the power. So the incubators are the best way to get these guys to hatch quickly. That's what we want. We want these guys to hatch as fast as possible. I'm also going to start transferring the stone. Okay, they haven't hatched yet, so they're not on the list. Let's put critter egg, stone hatchling eggs. Let's get them all stored over here. And then remember, you gotta get them out because their viability will decrease. Let's get this one in here. Once they're all in here, then we can kick them out there. Just to try to separate. The reason you want to separate them is because if there's too many critters in one place, they get cramped and they become sad. And if they're sad, they don't eat as much, which means they don't produce as much product, and they won't reproduce. Eggs count towards the capacity. So this egg counts as a creature. As you can see, the chlorine is much thicker. I mean, it's very colorful looking, so you can tell. So let's turn this back on. And we'll start pumping more of this chlorine in there. Oh, look, it's just completely flooded with chlorine at the moment. And we should be getting much, like, look how thicker these are. 500 grams each. This is much more efficient. We have a Dreco here. Let's get the Dreco out of there. Critter egg, Dreklet eggs. Let's get them to collect that. Okay, so it's starting to thin out. You can just tell by the color that it's thinning out. Okay, we're getting oxygen, so let's shut it off. So eventually this could filter over there. I don't want to make a second pump just to get this stuff, but we might... Maybe not. Maybe if I do this and kind of punch some holes into it, we'll get kind of like some ventilation. We just want to encourage this to come down here. This little bit of hydrogen isn't a big deal either. Let's see how much we've collected. We've collected some carbon. That's fine. That's gonna happen just because our guys are exhaling. But we got the chlorine. That's what's important. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna release the oxygen. And the... Oh, we got this. Okay, let's see. Okay, I wanna get more people in, so we get more people in the prison, but at the same time, I need to check my stats. So we're eating about 17,000 food per day, and we're producing about 25,000, so I think we're okay to take a 12th person on, if the stats look good. Loud sleeper, no. Trypophobia, no. Squeamish, this is a possibility. Decorating, operating, and building. Those look pretty good. Let's check what everyone else has. Do we want someone with decorating? Where is it? Art fundamentals. You have art fundamentals. What? Maybe you don't want to... Does anyone else have art fundamentals? Also, we probably should start picking our... Let's start picking our upgrades as well. Construction, get a hat upgrade. Oh, you gain 2 levels. A double hat upgrade. Tray. Construction, we're doing a lot of building, so double hat upgrade for Trey. We got Matthew. Digging. But he'll keep the... Actually, we'll make him the digging. Just so that we have more people wearing the digging hats. This is our doctor. No, this is our tidying guy. Give him an upgrade here, and... Sure, exosuit wearing. Give him he gets the fancy, like, astronaut-looking hat. Carrying. We'll hang on to that point. Ranching level 2, even though it's not a preferred skill, it's just something that he needs. We'll leave him as, yeah, I'll make him, give him the farming hat. Super hard digging, let's make you the super hard digging hat. Astronomy, let's promote you to this so that we know that we have the 2 researchers. That's an important one to make a note of. Construction versus medicine compounding. Come back to that. Art fundamentals. I guess Kyler's gonna be our artist? Sure, why not? Let's get carrying. If you don't know what to put points into, carrying is always good, because it lets them just move cargo around a lot more efficiently. So we can do medicine or construction. I'm gonna go with medicine? Yeah, I'm gonna go with medicine. And we'll just leave this as a floating point. Okay. Oh wait, we're actually gonna accept the duplicant. So, who's coming in? Welcome to prison, Icy Ace 1337. Welcome to prison. Let's go ahead and choose skills. Tinkering. And let's go ahead and start. Okay, this part can be a little tedious, but I'll show you what you need to do. So we need to go through everyone's priorities again. So, Joe Davis. Let's do priorities. Joe Davis has very high... So since he has 2 skills that he wants to do now, let's make researching the highest priority and operating as a secondary priority. So for here, we want digging for Kyler. Oops. Priorities. Kyler is right here. We want attacking to be a high priority. In fact, I want to disable attacking for everyone except the people who are really good at it. And when I do order an attack, I want them to like basically drop everything they're doing and attack. So we said that he was going to get into art fundamentals, so let's make decorating is banned except for this character and eventually Kyler. He's banned from decorating until he's maxed. Next person. Farming, ranching, let's see. And he's also our doctor now, so... Doctoring is banned, everyone... Oh, darn it. Oh no, it changed the order. Okay, so we're gonna do it from this perspective now. Foosh King. Where is he? That's an annoying thing. If you push that, it changes the order and you can't get back to where you were. So just construction. Good. Wait. Hinged pancakes. Let's see what his skills are. Oh, God. You don't have to do this all the time, but every now and then you should do it. Digging and construction. Let's make sure that's what it looks like. Digging. Building and digging. Good. Okay, we just did Joe Davis. What about Joseph Bailey? What are his skills? Researching and digging. Joe Bailey. Researching. Let's make that a super high, and digging is second. Did pancakes already. W.T. Reed's farming and ranching. Where's W.T. Reed at? Farming and ranching. Wow, we need to make sure people are banned on ranching except the people who I can already tell he's approved. Okay. Whoosh, wait, we have to go through this now because we messed up the order. Icy Ace just got invited. Icy Ace is tinkering, so let's add him to the operations list. Operations. Looks good. And then the last one is Jordan San. Let's see his skill set. Jordan San. Construction, make sure he's on construction, and he is, okay. Let's watch everyone get their promotions. With the crappy hat, because ICS just got in. Trey Graypaws upgrades to the dark construction hat. Joseph Bailey switching to the level 3 astronomy hat. W.T. Reed gets the better ranching hat. Pancakes switches to the digging hat. Bush King doesn't change hats. Joe Davis, also not going to change hats. That makes sense. Switching to the astronaut hat. That might be our thumbnail, the astronaut hat. Though we're not ready to actually make exosuits. We still got more, jeez. Temporarily downgrading to the mid-level construction hat. That's the problem with drinking Mountain Dew. Every now and then you smack when you speak. It drives me nuts. I hate when I smack when I speak. Okay, the reason they're doing that is because their priorities are over. Let's see over here. Let's vacuum a little more out. Gonna wait till I see all of this stuff get gobbled up. Okay, let's let it build up some more. This, as you can see, this is being really stubborn. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna build one here. I think that's going to be more efficient. Because we could just destroy this when it's done. Oh yeah, that's right, we were gonna build this as well. So let's go ahead and water 8, copy settings. So this is going to be our chlorine room. Chlorine has several uses, but the most basic use for chlorine is to create a disinfection chamber. Basically, anything we put in here, the bacteria on it will die. See how slow these things go? But if we weren't incubating it, it would be going even slower. And it's getting lullabied too, right here, lullabied. Increasing incubation rate by 400%. So, it just goes to show you how slow this can go. Although, Drecos are known for having a very slow reproductive cycle as well. Same thing, let's add an Atmos sensor on here. Sending a lot of packets of both oxygen and... let's just turn this off. Maybe not, we might not need to. Yeah, let's turn it off until they're done with it. Let's turn this one on. Trying to save a little bit of power. Okay, this one's done. Turn this one off. You can see how much faster it is than using your duplicants to do it. Now they gotta... we actually turned the building itself off, so... turn this one on. Okay, turn it off. Okay, turn this one off. All we gotta do is vacuum this one last pocket of chlorine up that's being a little stubborn. Come on. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we gotta do the same thing over here. So let's see. It's full of chlorine, carbon, and oxygen. We want to release the oxygen. Let's turn this off first. Turn the oxygen diffuser off. And what we want to do is spit out the carbon and the chlor. So here... okay, first off, we need this. Step 1. Let's build the thing that we absolutely know we need. Hook it up to the electricity. Now we're going to hook this up over here, use a bridge, flip it around, connect the bridge here. This goes back... this can go back into this, that's not a problem. And this can just dump it out over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is... which is smaller? There's 35 kilograms of... okay, so what we're going to do is filter it out one at a time. We're just going to let it go in a circle over and over and over again. And once it spits out all of the carbon, then we'll have it spit out the oxygen. So step 1, carbon dioxide. Make sure that... Okay, that's an unreachable build. They can't quite get to it. Let's build one of these over here, then. Where is everyone at? Come on, finish it up. You guys can do it. Finish it up. There you go. Just build that one last piece. Okay, so... Is something wrong? Like, why are we not outputting... Oh. Okay, so this thing is, it needs a tile here. It's considered inactive due to not having a tile. There we go. Okay, so first we're going to spit out the carbon, and we're just going to let this run over and over and over again until I don't see any... Okay, I think we're out of carbon already. Okay, we're out of carbon, so now we're going to switch this to oxygen. Basically, we're just going to let it go in a loop over and over and over again, and then I can just switch this, and I don't even need the dupes to do anything. So now it's going to start taking the oxygen out, and we're just going to keep doing this until we don't see any more oxygen coming out. And then that will mean that everything in here is just pure chlorine. Still coming out. This could be a good screenshot as well. Pressure's getting high over here, like the, this is a low pressure vent. So we're gonna disable this building. Yep, everything is off. Let me turn this building to a 7 real quick, and then we can end the episode. We turn this building to a 9, so they go up and disable the building will not stop doing this, and this is wasting electricity over here. There we go. Okay, so now this is pure chlorine. No oxygen, 0 kilograms of oxygen, 0 kilograms of carbon dioxide. It's all chlorine. Now over here, we need to deactivate these as well before I have the same problem as last time. Copy settings to this one. Now that this is done, we can deconstruct these two, put the tile here and here, and then this will become vacuum sealed, and we can just pump chlorine into here. Yeah, and that'll be it. In fact, what I might do is build a reservoir here as well, just so that we can store chlorine as well. But you know, I can do that anytime. And what we'll do is put our food in here, and if the food has germs on it, then the chlorine will begin to kill the germs on it. And what's going to happen is, so you know how we're putting our slime in here? Where is it? So here it is. Slime, 10.2 tons with 45,932,000 germs, basically 445 million germs of slime lung. Here's the thing. If we turn this slime through refinement, okay, I haven't researched it yet, so research. Where's distillation at? Here it is. Distillation gets us the Algae Distiller. Algae Distiller turns the slime into algae and polluted water, but the algae will still have the germs on it. It's still going to have the slime lung. So if we put the algae that we refine in this process into a oxygen diffuser with this germy algae, well, it's going to start turning this into germy oxygen. It's going to start outputting slime lung oxygen. Even though the oxygen will be clean, it'll be basically infectious. So what we're going to do is have it go through stages. First, we're going to put it in here and let the chlorine kill it and turn it into normal everyday algae, like this algae right here. Nothing wrong with it. And then we will be able to put it into here as such. That's the plan, at least. But, yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode. Welcome, once again, Icy Ace 1337. Let me go ahead and save. But yeah, that's going to be what we do next episode. We're going to start moving into here, going to decontaminate this area. We can actually start building in here. A little hot. Heat is going to become one of our enemies. We also need to get into here. Remember, there's going to be a lot of sleet wheat that we can use to... Look at we have so much food, and then... Well, it's food and ingredients, but... Where is our food? We have meal lice... Fresh sleet wheat grain. Are we cooking? Oh, we don't have a cook. We don't have a cook. Does anyone have grilling as a favorite skill? Grilling. So, W.T. Reed is going to become our cook. We could make Joseph Bailey our cook, like, right now, but if we're patient... We can make W.T. Reed our cook. And that'll be a favorite skill, so he'll gain morale for us picking it. But I need to... So one of the things I need to do is... I need to make notes. Because I actually... I'll show you my other... I think I deleted it recently, but... So I have a second profile that I've been restarting it, trying out different ideas. Yeah, here's my ultimate asteroid. So I played 2 save files alongside each other. Like, the last one was up to like 300 days, and then I finally collapsed it. But over here, due to playing the game over and over and over again, you can see I'm much farther along on my hatch breeding, for example. Where is... I'm sure we have a sage hatch. Yeah, here's sage hatchling egg. Can't see it because it's like literally right on top of them. But over here, we had a lot of water. I was using both a water pump and 4 of these to just insanely dump all the water in there as fast as possible. This was kind of annoying. Look, it's got chlorine in the starting area, but basically, I play 2 save files at once just because sometimes I just want to play more Oxygen Not Included on my free time, and it's like... Well, you know, I can't play in the main file, otherwise, you know, you guys won't get to see what happens. But anyways... Yeah, like, I'm practicing in both situations as well, but until next time, we're gonna get more done. Anyway, like this video if it was entertaining, subscribe for future Oxygen Not Included content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.